Donald Trump just shook up the entire sports world again. He signed a new executive order banning transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. Some say it's about protecting fairness, others call it discrimination. But one thing's for sure, this move is making headlines worldwide. So what does this order actually do? Why did Trump sign it? And how is the world reacting? Let's break it all down. All right, let's get straight to the facts. Trump's executive order states that any sports program receiving federal funding must restrict women's sports to biological females. In other words, transgender women, people who were born male but identify as female, will no longer be allowed to compete in women's sports at schools, colleges, and other organizations that get government money. And here's the kicker, if schools don't comply, they could lose federal funding. That's a big deal for universities and athletic programs across the country. But does this order apply to professional or Olympic sports? Not directly, but it definitely adds pressure for leagues and international committees to take a stance. Now, if you followed Trump for a while, you know this isn't out of nowhere. He's been vocal about this issue for years. In his speeches, he's repeatedly said allowing transgender women to compete against biological women is unfair. We love our female athletes, don't we, folks? They train so hard, and then boom, they're up against someone with a huge advantage. It's not fair, not right, and we're gonna stop it. Supporters of this ban argue that male puberty gives physical advantages in strength, speed, and endurance, even after hormone treatments. They say allowing transgender women to compete against cisgender women undermines fair competition. Many female athletes have spoken up, saying they've lost opportunities, scholarships, and even championships because of these policies. Trump is positioning himself as their defender, especially as he ramps up his 2024 campaign. But not everyone's cheering. The backlash was instant. Advocacy groups, celebrities, and even some athletes are calling this order cruel and unnecessary. They say it targets an already vulnerable group and turns transgender people into political scapegoats. This is nothing but discrimination wrapped in the disguise of fairness. Trans women are women, and they deserve to compete like anyone else. The Biden administration had previously expanded protections for transgender athletes, and now we're likely to see a legal showdown over this order. Several states have already said they'll challenge this in court, arguing it violates Title IX, the law that prohibits sex-based discrimination in education. And you know the lawsuits are coming. So what does this actually mean for sports moving forward? Here's where things get tricky. Will leagues like the NCAA and the Olympics follow Trump's directive, or will they push back? Some athletes who have already been competing under existing policies could now face bans from their own teams. And if schools start losing federal funding, expect even more lawsuits. This could become one of the biggest sports and civil rights legal battles of the decade. And if Trump wins re-election, expect even stricter policies on this issue. At the end of the day, this isn't just about sports. It's about politics, identity, and where the country is headed. Trump says he's protecting fairness. His opponents say he's attacking transgender rights. But one thing's for sure, this fight is far from over. So now, we want to hear from you. Is this a win for fairness in sports, or is it discrimination in disguise? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this massive story.